Good morning, welcome back to my channel, Home Life with Rebecca. If you're new here, we are a family of 8, 9. I have a stepson that lives in California, but we're a family of 8 living here in eastern Idaho. So it is almost 9 o'clock in the morning and I'm just having a very slow start to my morning. I just got back from a trip from California. Unfortunately, my dad passed away in May and I had to, well, I didn't have to, I wanted to go to his celebration of life. I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent posting now that things have settled down somewhat. So I'm just making my second cup of coffee. I planned on doing a walk this morning, but I don't know, I just felt really tired, so I decided to just take things slow, and it's not been very warm yet, so I think that anytime during the day I can get my steps in. Today's the last day of free lunch through our school program, so I'll walk Kennedy over to that, and I'll probably walk her over to the pool for a swim session. And then I'm thinking, because my husband Adam is making ribs tonight after he gets off work, that I will just get my evening walk in when he's making dinner, because my morning walk is kind of just going to be taking the kids back and forth to the park versus driving. But what I thought I'd do in today's video is share some of our yard update with you, lack of garden update. So this year we decided to not plant a garden. We've tried for several years. The first year we were here, we had a greenhouse and we were pretty successful with the greenhouse. My seeds that I started in there flourished, and we did produce some vegetables, not a lot. And then the second year the greenhouse didn't do so well because the wind had ripped some of it. It was cheap, like off of Amazon. And I just tried to grow things in pots and it just, I don't know why, but it just never took off. And then the third year we tried to plant stuff again in pots and same thing. And then last year we bought these huge planter boxes and it produced a little bit of things, mostly just tomatoes. My mint did really well. We had a couple zucchinis, but they were small. And then, so then we tried again. This year I did not buy any new seeds, or well, I bought some flowers, but not any like vegetables. But my sister had given me a bunch and I had some left over from last summer. So we didn't want to spend the money because it just wasn't working. And now I know, I think we put that thing in the wrong spot. It needs to be moved. It gets too much shade, the water doesn't drain right, and it almost, the dirt like almost looks like it gets mold on it sometimes. The soil in there needs to be dumped and it needs to be moved to a different location in our yard. So obviously we can't do that now, it's too late. I've already planted flowers in there, and actually the mint is like overtaking it from last year. It's like growing up underneath it and on the back of the purple fence, and it's crazy. I'll show you guys. We did purchase some flowers. We got some like refills for the pots we already had. Let me throw this away. We don't, everybody's like, it looks like you have as many flowers as last year. We don't. We had a lot more flowers last year. We had a gift card last year that we were gifted, and we had a lot. This year it's not as much. What I did is I bought stuff on clearance at Lowe's, Home Depot. Well, every time I found like a sale on something, I'd buy like the flats of like the same kind of type of flower, and I would just put 1 to 2 in each pot I had to kind of spread it around. And so that's why it looks like there's a lot, but it's really not, if that makes sense. I tried to pick flowers that I know grow easier in this climate. We have a very, very short growing season in eastern Idaho. In fact, we had frost and snow advisories for last night. It's yesterday the high was only 65. Today the high is warmer. It's supposed to be 77. Today is our high. Next week we're supposed to hit the 80s, and I think because of that too, because it's been just a very, very cold winter and a cold start to our summer. The wildflowers that I usually have so much luck with, they're just not growing. I can't tell if it's weeds or wildflowers, so y'all have to help me. I'll show you what I mean. In the front this year, we usually put our wildflowers, we planted perennials with the mindset that if we do it that way, we'll save money, so we won't have to keep buying stuff. And I did not plant any wildflowers out there. I put a few sunflowers. I think it's just like grass is growing in there, and I think it's just weeds. I think it's just weeds everywhere. We had very high winds. I've noticed a lot of squirrels in both the back and front yard, so I think maybe they're dropping seeds. The wind's dropping seeds. It's just, I think it's nothing but weeds. But some of it I can't, because I did plant some wildflowers in the backyard and some other flower seeds that I had. So I don't even know what is what. Like in the 2 little pools that I have out there, and then the garden boxes, there's like just mint, and I don't know, wildflowers, perhaps, weeds, grass, I don't know. I will show you. There is some vegetables growing. I tried to recycle some bins and like kitty litter boxes. Don't worry, we'd had them, they weren't used as kitty litter boxes. I just bought them as backups when we were fostering those cats, and they just sat in the garage, and so I washed them out and cleaned them really well. And I don't know why I put like a zucchini seed in there. It is growing with some like yellow squash, there's radishes and garlic, but I don't know what I was thinking. It just isn't big. It's not a big enough space. So, but it is growing. So I think maybe I'll try to find somewhere to transplant it. Behind the purple fence, we rototillered the crap out of it again. The ground is like clay in this area. So our neighbors told me they have a very nice lush garden, and across the street my neighbor said the same thing, that it took years and years of trying to get the soil right and playing with it. And I really think that's the case. Like, we have it in the wrong spot. The dirt that's there just needs to probably get some like horse manure in there. Just really dig it up and break it up and compost. And I just didn't have the time this spring or summer or winter for that matter to do any of that, to plan any of that. And so last night I came to the conclusion, because I was out there looking at everything and I was feeling really disheartened that, oh, my wildflowers, oh, we don't have a garden. Our neighbor did give us a tomato plant that's doing fairly well. Just this feeling of it's not what I wanted, even though I said I wasn't gonna do it. Like, I just get like down on myself. But I had to tell myself, you know what, your dad died. My dad died, and I was very close to my father, and I had a daughter that graduated high school, and I had some other issues with my own health going on, and I just have to let it go. It is what it is. We still have a beautiful yard. It's okay, even if the wildflowers don't grow. They are my favorite. We might get a few, but it is what it is. I have to let it go. I cannot dwell on it. I know that sounds really weird that I'm like dwelling on flowers, but I think just because the wildflowers brought me so much joy, and they were my dad's favorite, so they remind me of my dad, that I was like, dang it, like, I want them to grow, but it's just a season, and can try again next year. And there is flowers outside. It is very pretty. My dad was a very colorful person as well. That is where I get it from. My mom is more into like the Victorian style, the darker burgundies and stuff. But my dad, he absolutely loved what I did with the house. I'm not sure if his wife, I know she liked turquoise a lot. I think maybe they would have ended up doing something like this. I don't know, but he was very excited when we were redoing the porch. He helped Adam fix some of it, and I would show him all the colors beforehand, and he was like, that's gonna be bright, but go for it, like do it. Whereas like my mom would be like, oh, I don't know if that's gonna look okay, but then afterwards she was like, no, it looks really good. Since my dad liked a lot of color. So I can almost hear him in my ear saying, "It's okay, mija." Mija means daughter in Spanish. He is not Spanish or Mexican. He's very white. But my mom is full Mexican, and I didn't know, like, he always just called me mija, like that was his pet name for me. But I can hear him saying, "It's okay, mija, like try again next year, enjoy what you have right now." So I've talked now for 10 minutes. So let's head out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll start in the backyard. So as you can see, some of those pots up there, I just have like one flower, a couple flowers. This we did purchase. It's pretty, isn't it? I came out here and we had a lot of pine pollen. Everything was covered in yellow dust. So I came out here last night and tried to wipe everything down. And these signs are just recycled from my summer box. Some of them used to hang up inside, but I put them all outside. Kennedy and Jillian have been painting a lot this summer. As you can see, you can find those little bird houses and stuff at Walmart for like, it's cheaper than the Dollar Tree actually, you guys. In the craft section, you can get a lot of that stuff for like 65 cents. And then I just bought this broken bin out here. I was gonna toss it because it's cracked on the top, but I just put all their paints and stuff in there so they can come out here and color. These are just fake flowers, but I thought they looked nice out here. My mother-in-law made those blankets that I hung up. I got some more fake flowers coming out of the little window there. Let me zoom this out. But it's kind of a nice place to come out here, have coffee, or sit out here at night with the twinkle lights. So now that everything is calmed down, I'm gonna try to spend some more time out here. So here are a lot of the flowers that I planted. Again, I just bought flats of the same types and then just spread them out everywhere. So it looks like a lot, but a lot of these came from the same flat. And I just replanted them into pots. I spray painted my flamingos. I had spray paint left over from last summer. Here's our fake palm tree. Palm trees do not grow in Idaho. It is too cold. It was actually weird in California to see palm trees. You know, I grew up around them, but it had been so long since I've seen them. It was kind of weird to see them again. So that's our back patio. Got a pot up there hanging on the tree with some flowers hanging. And then two up there. And these are all, besides this hanging pot right here, these pots I already had, and I just put the flowers in myself. Here's a view of the whole thing. Very colorful. Next year we are going to have to retouch up the deck with some paint, but next year. And here we are in the backyard. It's the two pools. Just kind of do a little overview. So yeah, some of this could very well be wildflowers, and some of it is probably weeds. I can tell what the grass is because I try to pick out the grass when I see it. But there's a sunflower. I know that. But I'm almost scared to like pick stuff because I'm like, I don't know. See, like this guy right here. I'm like, is this a weed? Or is this something from last year? Because we had squash in here last year. I know it's not squash. We had kale, we had lettuce, we had Swiss chard. And you know, there's different types. So I'm like, I don't know what this is. And I don't know if that's a weed or if that's some type of flower. Like I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm like, I don't want to pick it and it ends up being a flower. I'll feel sad. See, but my mint, the mint is just, I didn't even plant any mint this year. Look at it, it's like just growing. It's growing. I'm like, what is that big old leaf? Like, what is that thing? Is that a weed? Not the mint, the thing behind it. I don't even know, guys. But see, you can see like back there, there's some grass growing in there. I can tell like this, like this guy right here, that's a weed. So that needs to be pulled out. And see, that's another thing. When we put this thing here, And then we put the fence up. It's like, I can't get back there. It was stupid. I don't know why we did that. So this is gonna come out of here. It gets too much shade. It's too much shade back here with this tree, and it just doesn't drain properly. So the top gets really dry, and then the bottom is like super wet. So the mint, I'm learning, must really like very, very wet soil because, like I said, I didn't even plant mint. It's just coming up from last summer. It is like everywhere, you guys. So again, I don't know what's weeds or what's flowers. So everything just grew in a big old clump right here. I'm like, oh Lord. Like, I think it's like, I think, is this grass? Maybe I just let it get too big. So it's almost like I can't even tell now. I think this is a weed. I think that definitely needs to come out. I lied. I did try to plant some spearmint, some seeds, but it's just weeds. Weeds and weeds and weeds just growing in all my pots. I'm like, what is happening? And then like back here we planted wildflowers and some sunflowers, but the ground is just so clay-like. We even turned the sprinkler off so it didn't water back here, so it's only every 2 days because it hasn't been hot enough anyway. But some sunflowers are growing. I can't see them, the sun's bright right here. Like, yeah, you can see some sunflowers right there growing next to all the weeds. But I just had this vision of like wildflowers and sunflowers just all against this fence, but I don't think it's gonna happen this year again. This was supposed to be snapdragons. They were seeds, but I don't think it's happening. This is supposed to be pepperoncinis. This was Swiss chard, so some of it is growing. Some of the Swiss chard is growing. This is a tomato plant that is just nothing because it's weeds. The lettuce is growing. The tomato plant from our neighbors is growing. This was chamomile. Didn't grow. I think I planted the seeds too deep. I think that's what happened with this. It didn't grow. This is a bean that Tiffany started in school. But that looks really sad. I don't think he's gonna make it, guys. And some basil. I've got some basil growing. It's back there. This was supposed to be, ooh, I thought that was a spider. It's a pine cone. Oh, this is supposed to be rosemary, but I think it's just a weed. I don't even know what that is. It's just weeds. This was rocket lettuce. It looks like a sunflower seed got in there. That's funny. So this was zucchini and squash. And like I said, I don't know why I decided to put them in the same container because I'm going to have to transplant them. It's too small. And this was radishes and garlic bulbs. Kennedy was throwing mint leaves in here last night. And that was supposed to be cilantro, which Tiffany was very excited about. She loves her some cilantro, but... Oh, hello, little birdie. Our birds are so pretty here in Idaho, but I don't know the names of any of them. We get these like black and white ones that look like penguins. Almost fell. Yeah, it looks like weeds. So I was trying to like recycle stuff. We did get a strawberry plant, so got a little tiny. These were on clearance for $10 at Lowe's. So I hung that there. And then the same thing in this pool. Some are probably weeds, some are probably sunflowers, but I'm like, what are these guys? Like, I've seen these. They're in the other pool too, and over here, and I'm like, is this a weed? A weed? Is it a flower? And the leaves are kind of big, and what the heck are they? Don't know. We get a lot of offshoots from trees like this thing. They just grow. And we got mushrooms. Not good mushrooms, so I'm not gonna try to forage them or anything, but anyway, that's back here. So hopefully some of the flowers grow. We'll see. Oh, and I put some flowers in that kitty litter box. These were on sale at Walmart for $2.99. I just stuck them in there. It looks like, plus like I said though, there was like 20 squirrels out here the other day, and I'm like, what in the world? What in the world? Here's a view of our backyard. Every time Adam mows, he moves the trampoline. The lilac bush is already done blooming. I'm so sad. It was so pretty. It smelled so good. I wish they lasted longer. I stuck some flowers right there in Tiffany's little bicycle basket. This is from my dad when he made her bike. On that video, you guys saw the bike that Tiffany's riding, my dad built for her. And the bike, that Parker was riding, my dad gifted him. And moving on to the front yard. This is the front of our house. This is where we planted the perennials. So the perennials are actually growing amidst all the weeds. Weeds are sunflower, or not sunflowers. That's a sunflower. Wildflowers were planted in here last year, so I don't know wildflowers, like if the seeds got in the ground, I mean, they could probably regrow. So some of these out here actually might be wildflowers as well. I don't even remember what kind of perennials Adam planted because he did all this, but like see this, like a lot of grass has overtaken in here. Like I keep trying to pull it, but it just keeps coming back. So, and I didn't want to use like the grass killer because I didn't want to hurt, what's in here. That can come out though. But yeah. Like, I mean, the perennials are doing good. It's been cold too, guys. It's not been warm. I don't even know how my kids are swimming because it's freezing. Same thing on this side. Now, I thought we lost this guy because Adam had ripped most of it out, but he's actually coming back. He's doing good. But this, like, I need to get in there and pull all the grass out of there. Like, you can't even see the perennials that we planted out here. I don't even know where they are. They're somewhere because I know Adam planted a bunch. But see what I mean? Like the grass. We didn't get grass out here last year. I don't know why grass decided to grow in here. It's just grass. But I mean, I don't know. I at least need to get in there, like I said, and get the grass out of the bark because that just looks stupid. Moving on. We did have another swing on the other branch. You can see the kids broke it because too many kids got on it. And then these, like, we bought just the refills for these. This is our honeysuckle. I think that's what that is. This is a perennial. We planted this last year, so it's growing up. This stake thing. These beautiful flowers that I've showed you guys before. Kennedy gets really sad when some of the blooms die off, but we told her that's how it works. Then a new one comes. But these were very pretty, very, very pretty. I think somebody said they're in the Zinnia family, but I really liked those. This was a refill. I need to move this pot somewhere else because I forget what this it's not catnip. I forget the name. This was here when we moved here. I need to either trim it or move this guy because this is like kind of overtaking everything. It's even growing into our raspberry bush over here. So this is our raspberry bush. Last year we didn't get any raspberries. I'm thinking we might get some this year. And this guy is the same thing over on the other side of the yard that came back that I thought Adam had killed. So I do need to come out here and weed out here too because there's a lot of grass growing in here as well. This Adam got on clearance. I think it was like, I don't know, it was under $10. It was dying. So they were just trying to get rid of it. You know how like Lowe's, Home Depot, they'll do that. They'll sell stuff on the clearance rack that's like dying. Adam has a green thumb, so he brought it back to life, and it's beautiful. I don't even know what it is. Is it larkspur? I'm not even sure, but whatever it is, it's beautiful and it's thriving right here. Then I just put those up there. So see, just a lot of these just came in flats, and I just mixed them up and replanted them. Oops. My kids found this little bicycle thing on the side of the road. It said free. It says lemonade. You can't see it because of the flowers. So I put it right there. And these 2 buckets are refills. We really didn't spend that much money this year. My mom got me that little gnome. I thought he was cute. No, not my mom. Adam. What am I talking about? Not my mom. So I thought those were gorgeous. Coming up onto the patio. Last year I had pots here. I decided to put some chairs here instead. Some more refills. This turned out really nice. It's kind of dark right here, but this came from the Dollar Tree. It was $5. So, I mean, it's just nothing fancy, guys. Just kind of used up what we had. Let me see if I can get a better shot. And then over here, like last year, this was a bunch of potted plants. But we didn't do that this year. But this was $7. So this was another one that was on the clearance and it was dying. And look, Adam brought it back. We already had the pot. So whatever that is, the flowers are sticky. I accidentally touched one and like the nectar in it. I don't know. I see hummingbirds out here though. We have a hummingbird feeder, or we had a hummingbird feeder and it broke. So I do want to get another one of those, but that's it this year. I mean, I don't want to say that's it. That's a lot. It's pretty and I should be thankful. I just need to go weed some of that stuff and just be grateful for the beauty that surrounds us. There's my neighbor's garden. They get a ton of, they always share with us too. They're always like, just come pick whatever you want. Goals. That whole wooden box right there is strawberries. And their strawberries are good. Because I'm thinking the planter box next year, I think I'm going to put over here. It gets really good sun over here. We thought about putting hydrangeas or roses. I still might do a couple of that next year. I really want some hydrangeas. Is that how you say that? I love those flowers. They're so beautiful with the purples and the blues. But I think we're going to maybe move our garden box over here. Or, interesting fact really quick. Can you see this border? I guess one of the ladies, this is kind of freaky, that used to live here used to practice, I don't want to say witchcraft. I mean, that's what it is, but there's a name for it. I forget, like the pagan, I don't know. But that's what she used to do. So I guess she had like this like herb, like for her spells. I don't know. That's what the neighbors were telling me, that's what they told her, that it was actually why she did it. But I don't know if that's true. There are some weird markings in our trees though that somebody carved that don't look very Christian. Or we might put maybe something out here. It gets good sun out here. Maybe we'll move the boxes on this side or against the shed. I don't know. We need to go to the dump. We have a lot of trash to get rid of. And I need to sell our old washer and dryer. That's finally fixed. Put a little bit of cash in our pockets. But I'm grateful for our space. It needs a lot of work. But we've also done a whole lot since living here. I mean, truly, if you go back, way back in my vlogs when we first moved here, it was kind of a mess. And we rented and then we bought it. And, you know, we're one income family. We don't have a lot of money. So we just kind of played with what we have. Huh, Binks? And tried to make it our little oasis. Enjoy the color and the warmth because it doesn't last long. The catnip did really well. Cooper likes to eat it too, and Rosie, the dogs, and the cats. But yeah, we live in a beautiful community. And I think my dad, at one point, he really wanted to move here to be close to the grandkids, but it just didn't happen. Oh, you can kind of see my grays out here. I didn't straighten my hair today. So my hair looks very weird out in the sunlight. It almost looks like it's got some brown in it. Anyway, that is it for today's vlog. Another long vlog because I don't know how to be quiet. So let me know what you guys think. If you know if those are weeds out there, let me know. Or if you know what maybe some of those things are, let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Chicken tendies. Bye.